Okay, where am I? Amanda, thank you for resubmitting your work. Yeah, this is coming along really nicely. Let me see, what do we have? Okay, all right, so we can just jump right in here and take a look. I think this is coming along wonderfully. Let me jump back up to the top here and so that's interesting. That's going to be interesting. This might be a little cramped. This might be a little strange when it gets printed out. You'll see, and make the call when you see it. But this might be a little weird, especially holding the book. And you make the call. You'll see what I mean. But if you feel good about it, then by all means keep it. Let's go to your spreads. I'm going to tell you what. Okay, let me just Command R here and pull some guides out. And I want to see where we're at. Let me move this over right here and see that we're at about 3.75 there. And the same there. This is different though. Actually, all right, what I'm getting at, yeah, it is different. Okay, this is what I'm getting at. Okay, you see this area, see this right here, this line right here, my draw guide right there. That's the excellent. Well, actually, that's the cap height of your first page, and as you can see, that's at roughly 3.75 inches away from the top of the page. All right, that's a critical area right there, and I think you should establish that area and keep it consistent through the rest of your presentation. Let me show you what I'm talking about. This type here, let's go to that 3.75, which would be right there, or so, and let me just go something like that, and so both of those paragraphs, align both those paragraphs right there. Do you see what I'm saying? Same thing here. Let's get, and this one, so this one's way off, so it would be somewhere down there. And I'm not saying do that for every page, but I'm saying establish that as your main visual entrance to the page. You've already established it here, right? Here's your main visual entrance to the page or to the text. So you might as well establish that on every page. That way you're building timing and building a cadence, and the viewer is gonna sense that as they turn the page. And it's as simple as just keeping your type starting at a consistent spot on every page. It's only 12 pages. It should be very easy. I hate placeholder text. I hate it so badly. I do, because it just never ever works. And this Weebles Wobbles, I don't know where this text came from, but this is just horrible because it just doesn't show any. It doesn't show how words naturally sit next to each other on the line. And we can see if we back off, just look at the typographic color right here, and you can see these patterns, and it's all because of that Weebles Wobbles thing. So I'm all for, you know what, it's so easy just to go and find a big, giant, long text block. Go to War and Peace and take out 4 pages and copy and paste. Basically what you're doing is setting up your text blocks anyways. These should all be threaded text blocks. I hope you're using threaded text blocks. If you're not, then please consider doing so. Okay, so your 2-column grid. This gutter is really thin. I think that you've got all these giant spaces between your letters because of your Justify type settings are leaving look at that space right there in between mission and 2. It's almost half of a line, and this is why I do not like letting students run with Justify type. I'll include some settings in the video to get you through this, but please, in the future, please be aware of this. Okay, Justify type causes bizarre spaces between lines that need to be adjusted each and every one. Okay, if I think this is too close to your text, and that's too big on the page, and this is too heavy. You've got 2 of his graphics, one on top of the other. Number one, I don't know if you want to do that. It's probably not a good idea to put graphics on top of each other when they're not your graphics to do so. Do you see what I'm saying? A lot of work has copyrights on it, and a lot of presentation requirements and copyright usage rights allow you to use images, but not to do place them like one on top of each other, or maybe put somebody else's image on top of that. Do you see what I'm saying? So be aware of that. Plus, it's just drawing too much visual weight to that area of the page. And again, this is a great technique. Back off. Let's go back off and see what's going on. All right. What are we looking at? Boom, right there. Boom, right there. Boom, right there. And then boom, right there. So what is that telling you? It's telling me something. It's telling me that your graphics are too big and too heavy for the pages. Because we can even back off further. And we can still see the emphasis on each page is on the heaviness of those illustrations. Now, those illustrations should be complementary to your type, shouldn't be overpowering your type. So that points directly to scale. Okay, couple of different things, and then so alignment, of course. Weebles, wobbles. Okay, this doesn't belong down here. This is a pull quote. Pull quotes belong in copy, all right? The reason you pull quote is to give a visual resting place. It's not to cover up white space. It's to find an area where you have a lot of body copy and to slip a pull quote in there just to give a psychological rest, okay? And I think this is too much. This is too much words for a pull quote. I mean, you could really cut that down. It doesn't have to be the full 3 lines. I think that's too large for the little bit of text, which, you know, comparatively speaking, I don't think we have that much text here. But yeah, okay, so, and then you're using, let me see. Okay, so you're using, okay, this type is different right here. Got some major inconsistency right here. This whole block of text right here is a different font. You can clearly see. Okay. Yeah, that gutter, it's really tough. That gutter is so close. These text blocks are just too close together. Almost looks like a mistake. I know it's not, but and then this down here, there's no reason for this. It just looks like you're trying to place something there for it to be there. There's no real reason. You haven't used this fan thing before. So I'm wondering why use it now. There's this thing in design that says if you use something once in a composition, get rid of it, because it does not point to consistency. All right, pull quotes. Speaking of consistency, get your pull quotes and get them consistent. See, that type there is bigger than that type there. And this is completely different treatment of a different typeface altogether. Or size or something. You're doing something completely different there. And then this pull quote just doesn't even fit in with the other 3. It's like that thing where you go, okay, which doesn't belong in the group? And that one obviously doesn't belong in the group. Okay, so, you know, watch your widows, watch your orphans and widows. That's going to be the first thing that's going to get looked at in any typographic piece. There's one. Technically, that's close. Technically, that's close. Smile on. Not too bad, not too bad. That's close. And then the worst thing, the worst possible scenario is where you have a word or 2 words just dangling somewhere alone. Okay, this page, I mean, boy, this is tough placement right here because, as you can see, and let's back off here. I mean, you're looking at 3 things, 3 visual stops in this page, and you've only got really 3, not that much type. So you've got this big visual stop here, then you got this visual stop here, then you got this visual stop here, and then you've got the drop cap. I think that's too many things for the viewer to juggle around before they start reading. Do you see what I'm saying? I mean, we can even back off further and you can see. Okay, what you want to do is you want to lead your viewer right here, right to that area where the type starts. Once you do that, your job your layout job is done and your typography job starts. This is a good map, kind of. So you got your head here, your headline here. You've got them looking here already. The drop cap just kind of says, Youngster are right down there. And so there's no jumping around here. On this page, you just jumping around here, 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 here. This page, you go, well, that's. I think it's too big. Anyway, so that's going to draw some attention. But we start looking at the type on the upper left-hand side, so you can look at that. There's the headline. We're drawn there naturally. The headline grabs us, and then this drop cap pulls us over here. Now we're in. Okay, and we don't have that here. We just have this. Okay, see what I mean? All right, so I'm seeing good stuff. I love it. You've got a couple of adjustments to make, mostly consistency, and think about this thing, what I did, backing off like this. It's a great technique to check typographic color and to check for the tonal range, T-O-N-A-L range of your page. Good stuff. Really gutsy going with black and white. I'm proud of you. Good job. I love it. I think that you're well on your way. I can't wait to see this thing mocked up and photographed. Good job. Thank you so much.